All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to PreMarket Prep. I hope everyone's having an amazing morning. I hope you guys had an incredible day yesterday. So good morning, Norm. How you doing today?
Hey, good morning, brother. I'm glad to be back. Sorry about yesterday and the last minute change, guys. I was sitting outside and I had a crazy power outage. It's not too uncommon here. It's growing so fast where I live that the infrastructure can't really keep up with it yet. They've been building on and building on, but sometimes things fail. I heard an explosion at about an hour and a half, 2 hours before the market started. Everything went out. It came back on for a few minutes later, but only half the house. I went back and it had flipped half or 2/3 of my breakers. Never had that happen. So then it went back off, and I was like, I'm not. I unplugged my computer. I unplugged everything in my media room. I did not want to have a meltdown and have to replace a whole bunch of stuff. So
Yep, yep,
I didn't turn it back on until a few hours later.
yeah,
So
man.
thanks to Peter, who's not here right now, for recovering.
Yeah, Peter always stepping in and doing that coverage for us. We appreciate it very, very much. He's like the all-time six man, right? That coming off the
Oh
bench.
yeah.
So we appreciate that. All right, guys. So today has been, well, not today, this whole week has been insane, right? And we just had so much action here. We had so many good stuff happening throughout the week too. Closing bell, couple of guests that came over this week. If you missed any of them, they're available on YouTube. We had some really good webinars. It just has been a jam-packed week, and the SPY also giving us a lot to talk about, right? So before we do that, let's take a quick look on some of the stocks yesterday, and we'll do this quickly because we have been seeing in the chat. We've seen how some of these stocks have been trading, just kind of following the overall market, right? So we saw a little bit of relief when the Fed minutes came out on Thursday. I'm sorry, on Wednesday. And then Thursday, we had a huge sell off, which was yesterday. You could see here a lot of the stocks we had on deck, some of our favorites, right? Because the list was so huge. We just had to pick some of the stuff that we like watching on a regular basis. AMD was incredible, very, very clean. I mean, yes, a lot of stocks sold off, but AMD did it in a very, very clean fashion. In play today already, I can see that. Oh, let's get something disappear here on my montage. Okay, here's a Neo tried to get strong here, was not able to hold, then drop down. But again, not the cleanest compared to other stuff we had on deck like AMD. Here's Nvidia also dropping nicely, beautiful drop here at the open. Retest kind of goes do a little back to some of the highs and the moving averages, and then drops again. Not a big drop as AMD though. I think AMD was probably the cleanest thing we had on our list yesterday. Here's Bob, a little bit messy, more of an indecision type day on Baba. Tesla, nice drop, very clean. Look at the toppiness here. Great indication this thing is weak. And several tests of the tests is on the 20 moving average here in the VWAP, here the 20 again. Just couldn't get above the 20. So I like the 20 better than the 9. I think the 9 can get on the 5 minute can be a little bit misleading at times. The 20 though is always a nice one. You can see in Tesla here wrote that nicely towards the bottom. And then Apple a little bit on the messier side, but also showing some weakness yesterday. So like that was kind of like the whole theme yesterday. We also had American Airlines that sold off pretty aggressively. I didn't watch CCL, but I know American Airlines sold off nicely. And here's CCL, travel companies down as well. This morning so far, we have a couple of things in the green. Names that we are used to. Chinese stocks again leading the gappers list this morning. It's funny that every time we see any type of strength in the SPY, the Chinese tickers seem to be leading the way when it comes to any type of greenish type open, right? So, and I say open because who knows how we are going to end this day today. So there you had a little bit of some of the Chinese stocks in play. Well, not a little bit, almost all of them that we like to trade are on there this morning. And then follow that, I see some travel companies. Snap is on here. We'll get to those. AMC making an entrance here at up 2.1. And then gapping down, we have Norm's favorite stock, Redbox, is in here every single morning. And then we have some others. I would take a look at them in a second. All low flow today on our gap down list.
Doing me
Uh,
wrong.
so very interesting. Um, all right, let's take a look. Some of the stuff happening today as we end this week. Again, is holiday week
Can you
next
hear me,
week.
Carlos?
Yeah, loud and clear.
My camera's frozen.
Huh.
Give me a
I
second. I'll
think
be right back. Let
yeah.
me see what I can do. No, it's
Cool.
not. I think it's not you. It's me.
Oh, okay. All right. So we'll see what you could do there. And So yeah, we'll take a look at the spines to see what's happening here, how we end this week. Reminder, guys, Monday is a federal holiday now, right? I believe
Yes.
Juneteenth. It is a federal holiday, so the market is closed, but still, there's a lot of other stuff that's still open on Monday.
All right.
So
I'm
we'll
gonna
see.
try restarting this program, buddy.
Yeah, cool, man. Go for it, and I'll do some stuff while you do that. So, well, Norman gets that all set up and going, guys. Again, just take a look at a lot of the stuff we have released throughout this week. It's just a lot of great information on the YouTube channel, and we got some more good stuff coming out as well. Spy this morning up 1%. It looks like you're good to go, and we'll see what Norman has for us here as far as the overall market.
Yeah, so Jay Powell is giving opening remarks at a conference in DC this morning at 8:45. I'm sure he'll talk about the state of the economy. I'm not sure if it'll have a big anything, on the markets that'll do much. I haven't seen much about what he's going to be speaking about or how long it'll be. 9:15 industrial production and capacity utilization, and then 10 a.m. leading economic indicators. But you mentioned China stocks. There are a few pieces of news, and it is interesting. Last year, China stocks, Chinese stocks have been beaten down over the last year, and it's they were doing some regulatory things that were really causing pressure in the market, whether it be um, financial. There was a bunch of regulatory stuff they were doing with financials, at the education tickers that we've talked about in the last few days. I mean, they essentially put some of those out of business, and the ones that
That's right.
remain are
Yeah,
way low compared to what they were. They've eased a lot of that stuff. They've changed their positions in a lot of that stuff. You just got to remember they manipulate things how the leading party wants it to be. So um, I think they're seeing a little bit of the weakness in the rest of the world and trying to take advantage of that. So anyway, and as mentioned over, it is quadruple witching today as well. So
oh, it
that
is.
could get some weird stuff going on this afternoon. Price action later in the day, especially.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
anyway, that was a couple of things. The Ant IPO, we discussed this a few days ago on the show. Baba's up because of it looks like that might happen or something along those lines. The Bank of China has accepted a license application. Then there's rumors or talk of a $1,500 subsidy for car owners who bought EVs and got rid of older cars. And then some other things about the financial regulations. So, I mean, it's like they're doing everything to better themselves over the rest of the world right now.
Yeah, which is not surprising,
No,
surprising at
no,
all,
kind of how they
given the
roll.
conditions. Oh yeah, absolutely. All right, guys, let's get to it here. So our list this morning heavy on the upside, and a couple of things in the red, a couple of low floats this morning that are hanging out there. Not sure how good. I think both of these are pretty bad as far as day trading, but we'll take a look at them either way. Let's get rid of our watch list here. Control A, Control X is going to get rid of that, and then we'll look at Baba leading the way this morning, up a nice 11%. I mean, I know Chinese stocks can be a little tricky to trade at times, but this Baba has been just incredible. It has been actually rather clean, well, taking advantage of all the news that China is releasing, as Norm mentioned just a few minutes ago. Here's Baba, guys, up 10%, 2.6 million shares traded. Love the volume, like the daily too. We're back above this gap up and then gap down that we had a few days ago. So that could be interesting. There's a lot of room to run here. We've seen this thing get all the way up to 122.50, 120. 117. So it's definitely a lot that can be done here with Baba. Pre-market activity. This is probably one of the best pre-market actions we've seen on Baba in some time. Even when
Yeah.
it gapped up here, this is extremely clean. Um, because if you're used to seeing Baba a lot, and as we know, we watch this one quite a bit here. It usually just pops up, goes sideways, and then it gives you the move after the market open. Today's not doing that; it's giving you the move actually at the market open, which is really nice. So definitely like what I'm seeing there on the list for today. JD also again just is starting to get going. Maybe did they get the news this morning? Is that what it is? That's what would make sense, right? Because we're in different time zones. Usually they end up gapping up. The news is already built in, and then you get the sideways action. But it seems like at 6:30 is when they started to get going here. So maybe some news was released around that time, based on when it started hitting the markets. Here's PDD as well. So again, all of them PDD Lee. There it goes. Not as great. XPEF okay. Also, how about Neo? Neo is on here. The EVs are popping up, not as clean as Baba and JD today. So I'm actually going to keep JD as a possible this morning. Wait, oh, here we go. Okay. Making sure my mic is not too low or too loud there.
No,
So here's
you're
J.
good.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, man. Here's JD. I think JD looks decent today. I prefer Baba any day over JD, but today it looks somewhat interesting. Billy's also on here again, also popping up 5.7. I don't want to put too many Chinese tickers on my list. So if you like a XBEV, if you like a food too, if you like a Billy, maybe that's some stuff you could put on your end. I'm gonna watch Baba, Neo, and JD. I think that's enough on the Chinese side as far as companies on my list. Then heading down here, we have Roku also up 4%. Roku's been the talk of a lot of news and what was the latest? I think there were
No, they actually
conversations.
have news this morning. It
Okay.
was not on the list earlier, and it just popped up. So they've got a partnership with Walmart.
Yeah, yeah, correct. That's what I kind of heard as well. So, I forgot what the company was. Yeah, so that could be interesting for these guys. I mean, that's a big name for them to get involved in. They're popping
Yeah.
up 3.8 today, especially with the way the streaming business has been hit. This could be interesting for them. So I like Roku. So I'm gonna add them on here. Maybe won't stay on the top list. Once you start looking at our regular names like AMD, Nvidia, and all those guys. We'll see what happens. CCL this morning, they are actually up nice, 3.2. Again, they've been getting crushed here, the whole travel sector. I expect American Airlines to be in here as well. They're not, so we'll take a look at that. But CCL does look pretty decent, man. CCL at $9. I think we were talking about this yesterday in the pre-market show. I think we're back at a pandemic level, so even low, no, pandemic levels, yeah, right on here on some of these travel companies, right?
Brutal.
So it has not been fun for them. So CCR is a good one, guys. I like them today. I'm gonna add them to the list. And then just gonna take a quick look at American Airlines and see if there's anything interesting happening there. Pretty quiet for the most part. Might get going later, but CCL's got some good stuff happening. All right, we'll stop here. I mean, let's look at Snap, and then we'll stop. Not doing a whole lot. Just going sideways. I know it tends to be on our gap up list quite a bit here or down, but not really doing a whole lot this morning. So. Let's take a look at what's gapping down. Which again, look at these tickers. I'm not excited about the gap down list at all. SIDU. We saw this a couple of days ago. Gapped up yesterday again, and then now she's kind of selling off here, down 13.5, and it's a low flow, guys, sitting at 6.8 million. So make sure if you're gonna be touching this, that you have a plan, that you have an edge, right? And you're just not, gambling and seeing what happens. So I'm not gonna add it to my list. I don't like it as a low flow today. Maybe on these days looks like it traded very well, but we have so many other things that have been trading so well that are less risky, that I do have a actual trade book on with an edge. I'm not gonna bother with that. And then this is just the garbage that keeps coming up here. RDBX is really nothing to see there. Low flow as well. Be careful with this one, guys. All right, that is what we have. Norm, anything you like on your end so far?
Uh, Roku was it, but it popped up on the list before I could get it out. So
Yeah,
we already
yeah.
looked at it.
Yeah, Roku's good. I like them. They can trade very nice
So
this morning.
it's a good
Uh,
catalyst.
a great catalyst, and they can get the volume. Not right now. Market open, they'll get the volume. All right, let's take a look at some of our favorites, and we'll go to the room and also our chat here on YouTube. You're giving us JD exploring food delivery possibilities there. Okay, that could be interesting for JD. Could be whether they're getting exceptional volume. This is a .com company, right? Like this is like the .com selling company. I don't know exactly what they do, so I don't know how food delivery will work for them. But either way, aside from the food delivery, just overall Chinese tickers are up nicely today, and they're one of them. So maybe that's helping them. KZIA by Mr. T. KZI A this morning. Starting to get going here. So sitting at
Can
520
you hear
now at
me,
six.
Carlos?
Yeah, I hear you.
I don't know
Yep.
why my camera keeps freezing. I apologize.
Interesting. Is the battery okay on it? Okay,
Yeah,
so
it's done. It's hardwired.
okay, so that should not be an issue. Um, yeah, but I hear you loud and clear. So here we have guys, KZIA, and this morning they're up 24%, 2.5 million. First initial pop was a little bit crazy. So let's put this on our low flow stock for now. It is a 9.6 million shares float. I'm gonna add it on here for now. We'll come back to it. Let's see how it ends in a couple of minutes here. All right, what else we have? Oh, Mr. T, you traded that. Very nice, very nice. All right, heading on down, we have BA, not Baba, BA. Let's take a look at BA this morning. Pretty quiet right now, but BA tends to do that. It can actually still put in a good move. The last couple of days has done some pretty good stuff, especially the 13, the 14, and the 15. Then kind of plateauing here a little bit, but interesting. Market has been selling off, and BA has found a way to kind of go the opposite direction. So that alone could be interesting if they can break out of here. Here's Lee and Futu are definitely both good. Fabio, you can add them to your list. I have a lot of Chinese tickers already, but those two they're in play today. They're looking very, very nice. Lee, yeah, Lee does have a nice gap up today as well, getting above the recent highs here. And just look at Lee's daily overall. I mean, they have been on a tear here, guys. I mean, they've been doing very, very well. So interesting to see how much they can run today if that is in the plans. Adobe, Fiona, Adobe had earnings last night, right? And they had a pretty significant drop here. We were actually watching this live when the closing bell was on, and just look at this drop here, guys, from 366 to 340. What
It can
happened?
move.
What
It
was
can
the?
move.
Mhm. I don't know how bad the earnings were, but they are not having fun. Got down 5.5. But it's funny. This stock doesn't get volume, and like you
The-
said, it can
Their,
move, man.
their earnings were actually okay. Earnings and revenues okay, but I think it was their guidance. But I mean, as we see time and time again, that can be the case. Your earnings can beat, your revenues can beat, and then if you say the rest of the year doesn't look so great, it ain't gonna be good.
Yeah, I agree, guys. Guys, as we're setting up to end the week here, hit that thumbs up if you haven't done so already. We have 601 watching. We'd love to get it to half of that, 300, because the other half could be robots. But thank you. We appreciate it very, very much. So we'll see what this does. Again, I'm not going to add this one to my list, Fiona, just because I don't like the way it trades. It could be a little spready at times also, although right now has 60 cents. That's not bad for this type of stock. But just be careful. I think today will be if you like the stock, today is definitely a day that you want to watch this one. So, right, we are all set there. Anything else, guys? REV, Phil is giving us that one. Let's take a look at REV. Yeah, we're not gonna start with red box there. So REV, or at least continue. REV this morning. All right, low flow here, which really is running today. Is this a low flow? Yes, 7.6 million float. So right now we're up 67%, guys. 13 million shares float. This is definitely in play. We'll add it to the list here. Again, careful guys on these lower flow stocks that can move so aggressively, up 60%. The lower price as well, which I don't like as much. At least I'm very careful if I ever trade anything in that price range, and also including it being a low float. Snap. Yeah, you know what? I looked at Snap, and at the moment, pre-market, there's really nothing exciting about this one. The few times that it has ran here, like for example on Thursday, right? So many other things ran pretty well. So Snap was not on the top of our list to look at. There was other companies that did well. I just don't know if today, if the market's not going to give us a pop or some kind of activity towards the upside, I don't see Snap doing something on its own because it just doesn't have a catalyst, at least not a strong one that I'm aware of, right? So that's the only reason why I won't be adding that to my list. Good morning, Ryan. All right, yeah, let's go. Extra beer money for the weekend. I agree. 38% sure flow as of Wednesday. Which is this one? I am Chris. And then I am a beginner learning a lot from you. Thank you guys. Mickey, I appreciate that. Thank you for joining and tuning in. How can you tell it's a low flow? All right, so you could tell by the actual trade ideas that information right on there. You can also tell sometimes by just the way that the price action is moving. Like if you look at KZIA, when you have this type of activity going, this was what probably up 60, 80% up here, right? And probably 60%. I mean, that's a big move. Usually, your higher flow stocks do not do that. They can. We've seen it happen, but for the most part, at this price range, they cannot do that. But no need to guess. Go to Trade Ideas. You can also go to. I don't think Trading Terminal has it yet, but we will be getting that. Or do we have that yet on Trading
On
Terminal?
what?
Trading Terminal. Do we
Have
have
what?
the float? I believe we
Yeah,
do.
I
Hold
believe
on.
it's on there.
Let's go here and so
Last
yeah,
I
you go
looked,
to
it was.
tradingterminal.com. I know sometimes when I pull it up, it doesn't pull up just because I'm running so many things. So I just use Trade Ideas because I have it here. But yeah, it has it. So yeah, guys. So Trading Terminal, you can go there and just look for the float. This right here. And usually, if you're new, anything under 20 million shares float, or anywhere in there, like sometimes it could be 25, even 30. You got to be just slightly careful to make sure that you're being cautious on these type of tickers that can move very aggressive. Um, Correct, Alexander. Anything under 20 million, you gotta be careful. But again, use your judgment, right? We've seen tickers that are 50 million shares flow and are moving like a low flow, right? So it's just the how much is that move and how much risk is needed to take a trade or something like that, right? And how volatile it can be. So, but under 20 million, automatic. Be careful. Red flag, not red flag, but just be very careful. All right, I think we're set, guys. I haven't seen you guys throw out some of the favorites. AMD. Let's take a look at that one. Maybe you guys are waiting for me to do it, but I'll do it. Here's AMD. I think I'll be watching this. Great day yesterday. Not as far as being green, but just overall trading today. It could be exciting depending how things are. We'll definitely keep an eye on Apple this morning as well. And Nvidia. These are the three tickers: AMD, Apple, and Nvidia that we've been really keeping on our list more often than not, even if it's not on the main one, at least as a possible. Because again, they're getting the volume, they're moving well with the market, with the SPY, and you can really take a nice trade off of that. All right, last one before we go to community events and announcements. Let's take a look at Baidu this morning from David Anthony here. And right now, again, I'm not a big fan of this one. I don't trade it at all. But you only got 50,000, which is typical. You can still have a big move on Baidu here. But I just don't see
Run.
anything great on
That's
this,
just
man.
moving on the general China stuff, I think.
Oh
It's an
yeah. Oh,
announcements, brother.
that's
I know
true.
your
Yeah.
sheet might be messed up. Go to the webinars page if you would.
Yeah, I'm gonna go straight there, and we'll load that up. So, let's see here, webinars, guys. If you want to check webinars announcements, you can come in here see what webinars are coming up. This will show you everything 2 weeks ahead.
Yep. Just a reminder, guys. Market is closed on Monday. This is the first time this will happen. It didn't close last year. I know there was talk of it, but I don't think it did. For Juneteenth. So, Carlos, what's your plan on onboarding for next week, brother?
So we'll be doing this on Tuesday. I hope I'm not overlapping with any other webinars. I don't think I am. But Tuesday, guys, we'll do live onboarding class at 7 p.m. Still the same time, and then right after that, you have, of course, your
Strategy.
strategy.
Yeah, so like I said, every Monday usually is the onboarding, except for when there's holidays, and it usually gets moved to a Tuesday to give Carlos the day off like everybody else. So next Tuesday, 7 p.m. onboarding. And then uh, the following week on Monday, you'll have the book map part 2 with Kyle. Then strategy next Tuesday is Andrew. He's going to be talking about his 1 minute opening range breakout strategy. Wednesday for psychology. I believe it is Mike. He's going to be talking about anxiety while trading, huge topic. And then the next week, we'll have a guest speaker, Randy Howe. Thursdays, you have mentoring at 11 with John, 4 p.m. with Ed. We're getting to the tail end of earnings. I mean, we're already at the tail end, past the tail end of earnings. There have been a few scattered about, but if Ed has any earnings, he'll after hours he might trade those in the room at 4, and then the actual session starts at 4:30, and Thor at 8 p.m. Eastern. If you'd go to the homepage, don't forget about our promotion going on. Free coach one-on-one coaching session, Dr. Reed. That's use the promo code READ50 when you check out. You get half off the Elite Annual and the coaching session.
All right, thank you very much, Norm. All right, guys, let's get to it. Our list this morning, we have Baba, Neo, Roku, CCL, AMD, Apple, and Nvidia. Again, all familiar names. I think we probably all have traded every single one of these. I mean, they're just stocks that are trading well, are trading very clean. So let's keep an eye on Baba here this morning. Let me go ahead and just make a switch here. So we'll look at, let me see, put this over here. My pen, get it out the way because it's blocking the chat. All right, here we go. So we have Baba, which is nice today, looking exceptionally well. I mean, guys, this is an incredible pre-market activity. Really like what I'm seeing here, up 10%, back above the gap up that we had, the lows of the gap up that we had and the 6 7 cool, not doing a whole lot right now, but they have a good catalyst, getting trying to get involved with Walmart and maybe striking some deal there. That could be really really big for Roku, especially with the way, as I mentioned before, the streaming services have been. Here is CCL up 2.6. They got good volume today, and I like their daily here getting a bit of a bounce. These guys, along with some of the travel companies hitting those pandemic lows from a few years ago. So that could be interesting. Here's AMD, also had a huge day yesterday, and AMD, Apple, and Nvidia, these three are just, again, they've just been on our list with this overall market and the way they've been trading. So that's what we have, guys. Let's get to levels. I know it's a little bit early. We'll get to levels, then we'll get to questions, and we'll see if there's anything else that pops up that maybe is not on our list right now that is worth adding on here. But I think we got a pretty set list, and I like every ticker on here. So we'll do everything. We'll do levels for everything that's on here at the moment. We have high of the pre-market 113. Here we go, 113. Why is that not working? I know it's not working because I'm hitting the wrong button. 113 28, high of the pre-market. Then we have another level here at 118, and obviously all the way at 121 is the most recent high here when we had this incredible run from about 84, guys. So Baba just showing its range here, pretty nice in the last couple of days. Towards the bottom, you have your levels, highs and lows, and you have your previous day close. So you're pretty much set there. You can mark down your low of your pre-market sitting right around 102.20 or 102.50. But again, I think you have plenty of other big levels here, like this area here, showing highs and lows of the last two trading days around 105. That could be a good one that can now become support if we do decide to come back down from here. Here is Neo, guys. So Neo at the moment, let's get rid of some of the levels we have. And once we do that, we can see a very clean chart there, very nice daily, looking to break out a very significant level on Neo. And this has been resistant since April, right? Well, not since April, but we had resistance on it in April. We had it just a couple of days ago, and then again now we're slamming against that 20-ish, 20-ish, 40-ish, 20-ish, 30 type level there. So if we can break out of that, that would be nice. I think today could be the day because all the Chinese stocks are doing well today, so they can actually run at the market open here this morning. And if the SPY is showing any kind of strength, I mean, these guys are just gonna go. That is just my opinion on how that can go there. 21.20 high of the pre-market. We also have 22.12, good level there on Neo, and then all the way up here, 24. Neo showing good volume, guys. 1.7 million shares traded. Towards the bottom, you got plenty of levels. Previous day close, the last two trading days highs and lows, and then we also have, I like this level here, so I'm going to mark this down. A couple of days slamming against this 1963, just in case we push down here. That could be an area where we find a little bit of support, or it could be a good profit target if we're going to be weak for the day, back towards the previous day close, which would not surprise me, especially if the SPY starts turning. Looking at Roku, I'm going to remove some of these levels, clean this chart up. And then again, right now, not doing a whole lot at the moment, but their catalyst is pretty big. If that can get going there, we'll see how the market reacts to that at the market open. Again, that usually Roku does not give you a good pre-market activity. They're known for that, but they can still put in a very, very good day, guys. We've seen this over and over when it comes to Roku. 81.21 low of the pre-market, 82.88 is the high, and then you're surrounded by the highs and lows of the last two trading days and the previous day close towards the bottom. So you're all set on Roku. Here is CCL. Again, just CCL, not just this month, but again, if you go back and you look at CCL, it's been just destroyed, right? Back from the 20s, 19s, even 24 at some point, back to 895. I think we even hit 8 at one point, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, no, we didn't. I thought we did in pre-market. We were pretty low. No, just 870. All right. So again, just insane here. Are they finding a little bit of a bounce, some support maybe? Who knows? Low of the pre-market is 891 for you, and then the top is going to be 917, right? So you got some pretty good levels there. And if you look back, the most recent areas that we have hit, is this your 52-week low, I believe, right? Has to be. Yeah, it has to be 52-week low. So you're getting into an area where we have not been in quite some time. Just the overall sector just being weak, this whole travel sector. So plenty of levels there on CCL. I like them today. Good volume this morning, up 2.3. AMD, the sell-off yesterday was so clean. I don't think we're going to get that type of day today where it's to the upside or the downside. I think that today's going to be, I think that the market needs a rest day. I think the market needs to just relax a little bit and kind of just catch his breath. And what a great way to do it, but going into a holiday weekend. So it won't surprise me to see some chop today, guys, as you know, everything settles down from this week. Just been a lot of stuff happening, a lot of excitement. So maybe the SPY today is going to take a break, just the overall market. We'll have to see. 82.48, 83.35 is your high and your low there. So you're all set. And as far as that, I don't think you need to mark anything down. Your low here, your 52-week low is already marked down by yesterday's low for the day. So you're set there. And I think you're looking pretty good as far as that. Um, Dave Michaels and Jack, yes, it is. It is squat witching as well. So I think that also creates some issues on there as well. We have a bad feed on YouTube. You sure? It looks good on my end. I'm running it on one side here on my tablet, and it looks good. Make sure, guys, if you are on YouTube and the feed looks really bad, YouTube loves to do this. They like to save bandwidth and connection. What they'll do is they'll downgrade your settings to like a 360, 480. And if you have that on a monitor, that's going to look pretty crappy. So just make sure you're going in there, hitting the settings, and move your quality to 1080p or even 720, and it's going to look much, much better. So make sure you do that. They started doing that a couple of years ago just to save on I guess on just connection, right? And if you don't change it, they'll keep it like that. AMD is okay. Let's head down over to Apple this morning. Apple taking a take it to the downside here with some good volume. Is a SPY dropping? That's the only thing I could think of at the moment. Yeah, SPY is doing his SPY thing. That's the question today. Are we going to stay green this morning? We're up half a percent, or are we looking to take another dive lower than yesterday? I mean, it will not shock me, guys. Things are just so weak right now when it comes to this overall market, and the market is just so sensitive as well. So much going on in that area. High of the pre-market on the market is 369. The low of today right now, we already hit 366, and we are about to looks like test that here. Our previous day closed at 365 at the moment. So let's see what takes place here on the SPY as we go into Apple now, and we lose some levels here. Your low of your pre-market, I'm not going to mark that down because I think we probably had a little bit lower. If we go towards the top, I'm going to mark down the high of the pre-market, and that is sitting at 132. Price action right now at 130, 130.56. Now I am going to mark down this area here on Apple, just because look at the action you had here before the sell-off, right? So we'll mark this there, 131.21. And then if we look towards the bottom, we're pretty much set. We have the highs and lows, and the low from yesterday, of course, which is many stocks, especially in the tech area, is their recent low here, probably their 52. Yeah. Uh, yeah, Apple hitting 52-week lows. Just made it. But again, we were in June, we were around this area, so we're just making that. So not 52-week low, but definitely hitting some really low numbers here on Apple. AMD, did we do levels for that? Yes, we did. So we're set on AMD. That's good. And then here we have Nvidia. Same thing. We have this level up here of 58. Maybe erase this right over here. Have the pre-market at 158.80, and then we have this other level here that we were just kind of hanging out until a couple of minutes ago. So we were going to mark down here 158.06, and now we're dropping as well. I'm going to hold off marking our pre-market low for now. Let's see how. Oh, actually, Nvidia has a low that Apple doesn't, which is going to be right here, 157.02. So we'll mark that there. So again, a lot of support in this area for AMD as well. You can see right on there, we've actually been here before recently. Apple and AMD, I don't think they have. Yeah. AMD has. Apple's the one that has not been down here below this in quite some time around at the price they're in now. So let's see Nvidia, what's happening there. We're good as well, and I think we're set, guys. Again, these tickers are not brand new to you. You've been watching them very, very well for a long time. You know how they trade. We just need the opportunity to show up. We're ready. We just need the setup to show up, the opportunity to be there, so we could take advantage of the move. So we are looking good as far as that. We can get some questions, guys. Any questions you guys might have for today? Any tickers that you're looking at that maybe are not on this list, that maybe is not on the gap up or down list that look interesting today? For me, it's going to be again Baba today again, and Baba this month for me has been just incredible. We had just an incredible short on this a couple of days ago, and since then, and even before that, it's been trading very, very well with some good continuation. So let's see what takes place there. Let's start here. Randy, you're giving us DE. Let's take a look at DE. This is the yeah, it's it's one of these tickers that I look at probably 4 times, 5 times a year when they have a catalyst or earnings. Other than that, I don't really look at this because again, just the volume is not there, guys. The volume is so low on this. You're not gonna get a great movement for the way I trade, right, Randy? You gotta look at. I'm not sure how long you've been watching the show, or if you're a member or a new member or not, but you have to look at how you trade, man. I mean, this right here does not fall into any of my categories as a trade book, right? It just doesn't trade good at all. What else we have? So I'm not gonna keep it on my list just for that reason. Now, if you're looking, remember we're this show is mainly as we prepare in our community. We're preparing for day trading, right? At least for this show. There's other options and longer term stuff that we do. Brian has his swing trading alerts that he does as well. For other stuff, this could be good, but for day trading, the open and the rest of the day today, it just doesn't look pretty good this morning. We have. Is there an issue with the Benzinga squat? No, there shouldn't be, unless there's an issue with Benzinga itself. Sometimes they go offline. We've seen that happen before, where their fee might not be connected for some reason. That has happened before. It doesn't happen often. Benzinga is pretty good at keeping that fee connected, so it should be working. If it's not working, it could be on their end. AMZN Amazon this morning. Oh man, Amazon. Look at this here, guys. So we're getting a drop on Amazon. Again, just moving with the overall market as well. Amazon is another good one. I'm going to add them as well. They're another good taker that you can also watch on here. So AMZN. Again, they're getting the volume. They're trading well. They're moving well. Had a couple of really nice days on Amazon as of recently here, and especially after their split, we've been keeping an eye on it because it's just more digestible to trade a stock at $100 instead of a couple of thousand, right? So I think it's a good stock to keep an eye on. Long Baba or short? Shu, I think you have asked this before. It might have been you if it's not. Pardon me, but you just don't know. You really don't know. We seen Baba gap up like this, not with this pre-market activity. I mean, this is a very clean pre-market action. I haven't seen Baba do a pre-market action like this in a very long time, and mainly because a lot of the news is overseas, right? So usually you have the gap up happen, and then it moves sideways with some volume, and then you get either the drop or the pop. But today it looks like whatever happened broke out around 6:30 for these Chinese companies, because if you look at not much of Neo, actually no, Neo as well. Look at Neo there. Look at what else I have here. Look at JD, PDD, right? Who else we have? Lee, FUTU, XPEF. 6:30 something came out, or that's when the news came out. And it's been positive since then. So it started moving. So it's not like the news came out overnight where they do a lot of movements at the market open, like at 4 a.m. You get the the initial pop and movement. This is happening now, so that's looking good. Um, Bob is on a call. They're having a call right now. I don't think they have earnings or anything like that, but again, doesn't mean that they cannot have a call for whatever reason. That can still take place, but not aware of that. But as far to go back to your question, as far as long or short, we just don't know. This can become a short the entire day. It could be a beautiful short after gapping up 10%, or it could rip higher. You got some levels up here that it wants to stay at, right? It fell off a couple of days ago, but 18, 121, this is a possibility as these Chinese stocks keep getting pumped, with some good news. So that can also happen. Norm Carlos, please do a course on how we review tickers in the morning and states. Yeah, we could do something like that. I mean, the more you watch the show, you're gonna notice how we prepare. But we could put something together. It'll be a quick video, but yeah, we could definitely put something together. I know Norm has his routine on how he stays on top of his financial news, and he's up very early. So yeah, we could put something like that. By the way, in talking about that, if you guys missed it yesterday, I'm not sure if she recorded it. Megan had everyone's, all the moderators, morning routine. And you can see, how everyone's prepared. John had his routine, which is before my kids, my kids. That was kind of like very similar to John, my routine in the morning. Mike's routine is just incredible. I mean, if you want to have a routine, the routines of routines, Mike's routine was just insane. But every moderator had their routine there and what they do. Andrew has his as well, so it was great to see the different ways people prepared. Right, my routine is a mess until my kids get a little bit older, but yeah, so we have that. Hopefully that was recorded because it was later parts in the afternoon. So if you missed, you can catch it. Amazon is good. That Yeah, we have that on deck. Baba is good. So I'll be looking for whatever, short or long, Sean. Right now it's looking very strong, right, 10%. But that can change. This market has shown us, if we have learned something from this market, is that things can change very, very quickly. So I'll be open to whatever it provides us this morning, right? I won't have a strong bias on it because we've seen Baba so many times be up 10%. It's just today's doing this so clean. So I am a little long biased. I would love to see a little sell off and then just kind of a great open range breakup towards the top here, not too extended. That would be the best ideal thing for me. One and done for this Friday on a holiday weekend. It's wishful thinking, but that's what I'll be waiting for here. Yeah, yeah. See, SPY selling off, right? SPY is selling off. Baba is not budging. It is not budging towards the downside like we have Apple, Nvidia, Amazon, and I'm sure AMD, right? So that is a good indication that Baba does not want to be heading south today, right? Their catalyst is showing a little bit more strength than the overall market right now, and that's a really good sign, right? And now, if you have the market, the best thing for Baba, and we'll get to our moderators watches, which I have Mike right now, and just waiting for the rest of the moderators. Um, if the market decides to give us a little bounce here at the market open, that is going to be very, very nice for Baba. I like that situation on this stock. If we're going to get any type of market strength here, this can fuel this even further. So, top stock today for me is going to be this one, and definitely going to be keeping a very, very close eye on that one. That's probably going to be on my main charts today at the market open. CCL I have on here. CCL is good. Yeah, CCL is good. Diving down here, good value, 1.3 million. Again, just following the overall market, getting into some 52-week lows on CCL, man. I mean, it's just nasty right now for these guys. For the whole travel sectors has not been great. American Airlines is taking a dive right here as well. I mean, it just has not been good for these guys. And the airlines have their own issue as well, right? With not too many pilots and shortage of pilots and cancellations of flights. There's a lot going on there as well. And the planes are full, guys. When I went to Vancouver, when I went down to Florida, these planes are, I mean, they are packed. I never seen planes get packed as they are now. It's just wild. So yeah, it's definitely, I believe, the shortage of pilots in this area, in this sector for right now. All right, I think we're set, guys. Let's get to our moderators watch list and see what's going on there. I only have Mike for today, so let's take a look at that. So Peter is reporting no IPOs this morning, no SPACs. Mike is watching Baba, JD, and SQ. All right, we see Megan coming in here. Let me bring this over. As I resize this, guys, and get this ready to bring up to the screen, please hit that thumbs up over on YouTube. We appreciate it. We're sitting at 190. We'll love to can we get 200 more? I think we could do it. Maybe 210, 209 more. 210 maybe. That would be incredible if we could do that. If you guys can help us get there, we appreciate it very much. It does help the channel as we provide these shows for you. And again, if you're enjoying the content, if you don't like the content, still hit a thumbs up just for effort, I guess, but but we appreciate it very much. So Megan, JD, XPEP, SQ, and PDD, not Lee, Jared looking at Lee, EDU, and Neo. And secondary list, we'll be looking at scanners. Again, reminder, triple witching today, so be very, very careful. So it can be a little more challenging, Jared, 100%. Also, we have ourselves going into a holiday weekend. We are off on Monday, right? So that can also, people tend to start their weekend a little bit early when they know they're going to be off on the following Monday, so following the next trading day. So be on the lookout for that as well. All right, that is what we have so far, guys, as we move into this Friday trading day, last day of the week, short week next week. Guys, thank you so much for joining us over on YouTube for the pre-market prep this morning and every day this week. If you haven't done so, if you haven't subscribed to us, please do so. We have tons of stuff happening throughout the week. Usually, the closing bell in the afternoons, Monday through Thursday. This show every Monday through Friday when the market is open. Engineering the markets doesn't happen on Friday, but Jerry is also on in the morning, preparing you with some macro information. So take advantage of that, all that information that's being provided to you. So, all right, anything else I'm missing, guys, before we hop off? And yes, NYC Meetup, David, correct. David, are you coming? I haven't seen David in a long time. So, David, hopefully to see you there. But yeah, NYC Meetup, guys, there is an RSVP link that probably was thrown in chat already. So make sure you RSVP for that. So with that said, guys, I will let you go now. I will let you go now so you can get started for your trading day. So you go into the chat room and get prepared. Brian and Andrew are up next. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. It is Friday. It is a long weekend Friday. So you guys know. I know I say this every Friday, but someone out there needs to hear it. Today, you need to be disciplined. You need to be flexible. We did levels. Levels are done. Yeah, we did levels very, very early this morning. So levels are all set here. I forgot them yesterday, but today I got them done. So remember, guys, it is Friday, long weekend coming up. Today is a day where you have a lot of stuff that might be a little funky. I think the market could be a little choppy after the day we had yesterday. Although right now we're getting a little bit of a sell-off, so that could be interesting. Are we going to sell lower than yesterday here? That would be no good. That's no good. But no good for our economy and the market and everything. But for us day traders, could provide a lot of opportunities. But no matter what you're trading or how you're trading, guys, be very careful, be disciplined, have amazing risk management. Again, the best traders, not the ones that are catching every single move. The best traders from everybody that we talk to, and we talk to a lot of traders, are the ones that are amazing risk managers. That's it. Just be an amazing risk manager. Manage your risk. In trading, you are going to have risk. You're not going to eliminate it. But if you can manage your risk, you can be an average trader. You could be an average trader, hitting 55% average, 60%, and be very, very profitable and very successful. So keep that in mind today. Go into your weekend knowing that you did well. As far as your discipline, you follow your rules and enjoy your time with your family and friends or whatever you're doing in the weekend that is not bugging you, that you broke your rules on this beautiful Friday. So take care, guys. Stay safe. Oh, here it is. Brian coming in with his list. JD, Lee, Baba, and SQ for Brian. So very tight list, very heavy in the Chinese side a little bit because that's what's up in our gapless list nicely this morning. And yeah, guys, take care. Trade safe. Hit that thumbs up. And we'll see you on Tuesday. Have an amazing long weekend. Take care, guys.